I've added two new interesting features to the Fontaine add-on, and I'd like to talk to them about it. The show end and the move. So what I'm going to do is go into video editing, load the voice I did for the tutorial, video tutorial I did earlier today, and I want to see the waveform. There we go. And I also want to be able to see the script. There we go. I'm going to load my script. And I want to see what's going on inside 3D so I can actually use and press T. There we go. Animation. Now I can select my script. I can load it. There we go. So here we're the first action, which is show the islands. If you saw the introduction, basically I got a couple of islands. Each represents a section of the video of the workflow I want to show. So in this case, I started with the audio by recording all my narration, and then I tried to put the video on top of it. I don't know if it's normal, but already you can see here that the timings are wrong. So for example, this action here then takes 2 seconds, and then the dialogues takes 20 seconds. The dialogue here, actually, for the real video, I wanted to talk a lot sooner than that. So the previous approach was to do this. You move your marker and you say sync marker, and you got the new start. Now it's going to start at 0.17 second, right? Or 4 frames. If you have this selected and you do show end, now it's going to show you where the duration is. Obviously it's the wrong duration, right? Well, it's not obviously, but let's look at, if we scrub it, the idea as a movie script. A movie script looks like, so this is the end and this is where it should end. So I can move the duration here. This is where I want it to end now. And when I click sync marker, now you see the duration is 10 seconds as opposed to 20 seconds. So that's very handy and very useful because it allows you to, for example, the action, you might want to be able to show the hand and say, I actually want this to take, I want this to do the duration for the full scene as opposed to just 2 seconds. And sync your markers, and then the information is available now. So that's very useful, right? Okay, excuse me, I did the wrong one. Okay, here we go, end of action 1. Now I can sync my marker. So as you do this, you're now able to move things around, and that's very useful. But when you do that, you don't move the other ones. So for example, this transition scene, I like it to start here. And this is where the move comes in. You can just click move, and all the markers are being moved. Obviously the markers that comes after it. Same with direction here. I can, or the section 2, I can move it here and move. It does 2 things. It moves all the marker, which makes it very useful, right? You can also move ahead. But it also fixes the durations. So for example, the transition, which was 2 seconds, by moving things close to it, it fixes this. So it means that your dialogues, right? So default actions, as you move your dialogues to the right place. Oh, well, that's another problem. So as you move things around, right, it also fixes the duration so that there's no overlap. So if you do the update script at this point, you'll be able to see the actual durations and be able to move them and use them correctly at that point. And as you saw earlier, when you try to move things around and you don't respect the orders, because in the script, for example, the action 2 comes after the dialogue 1. So if you try to undo that, if you move this, if you want to move this past it, then there, well, in this case, you know, that's allowed. What's not allowed is if you move this and grab it. If you say I want to sync that, it's going to tell you you can't reorder the sequence. The script knows it's will not do the right thing. If you actually want to move things around, go to your script, make that change here. You know, if you want to move things around, just simply do it, right? Reorder in the text and then just re-import. This ensures that everything else is valid. Otherwise, it's just too confusing for the add-on, and it will never do the right thing. It will not know if it was a mistake you did or if it actually you actually do want to move things around in such a heavy fashion. So that was a quick overview of the move and the show and features that were just added. Hopefully you enjoyed them.